one country in the Eastern Bloc, the opposition to Soviet domination and the socialist idea was more widespread and deeply rooted than anywhere else. In Poland, people still clung to another set of beliefs. The election of a Polish pope and his triumphant journey back to Poland in 1979 gave the Poles a new confidence in their Roman Catholic faith and in themselves.
I just fell to my knees. This would change everything. Now life would improve. This pole would bring us salvation. Our life was going to be different.
Poles were told they lived in a workers' state, but the workers felt ignored and exploited, and any attempt to improve conditions was ruthlessly put down. The discontent was greatest in the port of Gdansk. In 1980, a year after the Pope's visit, the shipyard went on strike. Henryka Krzywonos was a tram driver on the tram line outside the gate.
We knew something was up in the shipyards, so I stopped my number 15 in front of the opera. I blocked the 15s, the 13s and the 2s. I brought all the traffic in the centre of Gdansk to a halt.
With the city at a standstill, the strikers gathered in the shipyard and issued 21 demands. Many were a direct challenge to the Communist Party's claim to represent the workers.
Co uważa pan za jedno z najgłówniejszych waszych postulatów?
Znaczy wybrać wolne związki nieuzależnione są od partii, od rządu. Wówczas wszystkie problemy klasy robotniczej będą rozwiązane.
The strikers and their supporters prayed that the army wouldn't be sent in.
Ojcze nasz, któryś jest w niebie, święć się imię, a nas
People were born anew in the yards. We all came together. I didn't go to confession because I had nothing to confess. That's how people took it. And those masses also meant that we weren't scared.
With strikes spreading all over Poland, a government minister arrived in the shipyard for talks. The strikers listened in over loudspeakers. Henryka Krzywonos and her fellow negotiators could now confront the party leaders face to face.
Oświadczam, że aparat partyjny nie ma żadnych przywilejów. Nie ma inaczej dodatków rodzinnych, tak jak całe społeczeństwo.
Ale tu nie ma co sprawdzać, przecież to jest normalne. Wojsko milicja mają swoje kantyny i zaopatrują się na bieżąco.
Ja mówię o aparacie partyjnym.
I to też przecież macie swoje, prawda, stołówki, inne rzeczy i udostępnione wszystko.
Takie jak w każdym zakładzie stołówki.
Ale nic podobnego.
Ale ja tu nie widzę po prostu...
Muszę powiedzieć, że to tak wyglądało trochę, jakby mi skrzydła.
Suddenly I felt I'd grown wings. It wasn't that people liked what I said, but at last I could say what I wanted.
To, co my chcemy.
The party caved in. The workers were allowed to form the first independent, non-communist trade union in the Soviet Empire. Led by shipyard electrician Lech Wałęsa, they'd taken on the full might of the communist state and won.
Wszyscy bierzemy odpowiedzialność, nie ja sam, ale wszyscy razem to jest siła, to jest moc i my to zrobimy. Mamy już swoją prasę. Solidarność będzie naszym pismem, które będzie się samo bez żadnych cenzur ukazywała. Będziemy pisali to, co chcemy.
Within weeks, 10 million Poles had joined the new union. Terrified that solidarity was a dangerous virus that would spread to their own people, other communist governments tried to discredit it as a subversive movement stoked up by the West.
Místem určení tohoto kontrabandu, ukrývaného stejně důmyslně jako například drogy, je Československo a Polsko.
Border guards like Harold Jäger in East Berlin were put on alert.
Not only was money brought over, but printing presses and large amounts of paper. If we discovered things like that, people were arrested. To us, solidarity meant counter-revolution. Solidarity called for strikes against socialism in Poland. We believed that to strike against your own state was to strike against yourself.
Soviet workers accused their Polish brothers.
Эти профсоюзные органы в Польше в настоящий момент призывают к борьбе за власть, за реставрацию капитализма в Польше.
The pressure on the Poles was turned up when the Soviets held maneuvers just a few miles from Gdansk. The clear message to the watching Polish party leader, General Jaruzelski, was that the Red Army would intervene if the Poles failed to put their own house in order.
Obywatelki I obywatele Polskiej Rzeczypospolitej Ludowej.
In December 1981, just 16 months after the Gdansk Agreement, the general banned Solidarity and declared martial law. Faced by the full might of army and police, the unarmed trade union kept up resistance for as long as it could. Thousands of Solidarity leaders were rounded up and arrested. The police soon came for Henryka Krzywonos.
I knew they'd come for me. I was so afraid. 4 of them burst in and started to kick me around like a ball because I resisted. When one of them saw I was pregnant, it made no difference. I was shouting and they were screaming. They beat me up. They left me bleeding on the floor.
Zostawili mnie w krwotoku.
Henryka lost her baby and any chance of having children.